guys, it's Lanikia. I'm coming to you with Basketball Wives Season 8, Episode 14. Listen, we're going to get through this episode very fast because it was nothing but a filler episode preparing us for next week. They go to Costa Rica. They're in two homes. Shawnee, Evelyn, Kristen, Phoebe, Malaysia are in one. OGCC, Jackie are in another one. I would rather be with OGCC, Jackie, because it seems like they really are friends and get along, and they're not just clicking up because they dislike this one person. It seems like they really actually get along. So anyways, we have those two different groups. I don't like that they have the different groups, but I mean, I get it, but I don't like it. No other show does it like this. Like when they go on trips, they enjoy the trips with each other. You know what I mean? It seems like the trips help them make up. Basketball wise, when they go on trips, we all know it's about to go down on these trips and everything, which is why Tammy stopped going on them. So then we see Shawnee Malaysia and Evelyn, and Jackie, Shawnee Malaysia, Evelyn, Kristen, and Phoebe are all talking. Now, Shawnee, Evelyn, and Kristen make it there first, and they start talking about OG, and they talk about how Shawnee says she don't have a problem with OG, but for some reason you always are calling her aggressive, but she has no problem with OG. She just thinks OG needs to tone it down some or whatever, and I'm like, how could you possibly think that when you're friends with Evelyn? I don't understand it. And then here Kristen goes saying, I don't understand how her man can take it, how he deals with it. And I'm like, I thought y'all agreed not to talk about men. And that's the problem that OG has. She always feels like Kristen is allowed to say whatever she wants to say. But if OG comes back at her, then all of a sudden Kristen is the victim and OG is the big bully. And so Evelyn says, well, I know how her man keeps her quiet. And Evelyn had to make a dirty joke or whatever, because that's what she is. That's what she does. And so then Evelyn gets in her confessional and she starts talking about how OG is a groupie and everything. And I'm like, girl, like, you're too old for this. Like, you are too old for this. You are 43 years old. We've known about you going to the NBA, the NFL, and the MLB, but you're going to call this girl a groupie. Okay, and thirsty because Chad posted something and she made a comment and said that's the home. Like, what are you talking about? Moving right along. So Malaysia and Phoebe get there, and okay, everybody has an issue, and I'm like, Phoebe makes a comment about Cece, makes a smart remark about Cece throw shade, and I'm like, I don't understand that. What has he, like, am I missing something? Has something happened between Phoebe and Cece that I did not know about, because I didn't know they had an issue? So I'm like, what am I missing in this whole thing? Kristen says she loves Cece. OG is okay. Keep Jackie away from her. Well, I mean, everyone in this group that says keep me away from this person, when they take the camera to OG, Cece, and Jackie, they are feeling the same way. Keep me away from this person. But they're not going in like the girls in the other group are. They're just like, okay, keep me away from this person. We're done. I just don't want anything to happen. And of course, Jackie's like, well, Cece, that's family or whatever. And Cece's just like, no, we're just, we're not in that place. I don't want to try to work it out. I just want to enjoy the vacation. So they're going just to enjoy the vacation. But, if something comes up, they'll deal with it, but they don't really want to, get into it with anyone. The girls over here are saying the exact same things, but they're doing name calling. They're doing ageism and all of that kind of stuff, because they're calling Jackie a old face, young garden tool, because you to be flagging. That's what Malaysia says. And I'm like, dang, if that was your friend, like, you've been holding that one. Because you just don't make up this kind of stuff. And then Evelyn and Shunny, they're all kikiing about it. Like, it's so funny. And then Kristen always has something to say. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you were cool with, like, these people. And that's why I don't like people like that. Like a Kristen and a Phoebe and everything. Some of these people that you are kikiing and laughing about have done nothing to you. And Shani, especially, like, with her being an EP, people really don't come for Shawnee. Only Brandy has ever really came for Shawnee, and she got rid of her or whatever. But people really don't come for Shawnee like that, and she knows it, and she knows they don't go at her or whatever. And to me, Shawnee gets in their face. I can't stand it. She gets in their face, and she's just like, oh, we just want you to, we want everyone, I want everyone to get along and I want y'all to enjoy this trip. But when she gets with Evelyn and all the other girls, she makes little remarks where she throws it out there and then all the other girls comment, say their things, and she's just like, oh, let's just get along. But you instigate these things. You stir the pot on these things, and then you want to hide your hands. And that's what I don't like about Shani. But anyways, y'all, I'm going on a rant here. Um, so then Shawnee says we're all gonna meet up for dinner, even though they're having their own house. We're all gonna meet up for dinner, and we're gonna have the drinks, and then go out to the pool. And Malaysia's like, no, we're just gonna go out to the pool because no demons allowed in here and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, y'all need to grow up. Like, grow up. If you can't, like, it's 5 of y'all that you could talk. Like, it's you, and then 4 other girls you could talk to. If you don't like these 3, leave them. Well, you said you like. See, it's just one person that you really don't care for. You telling me with 8 women on this trip, it's 8 of y'all on this trip, 7 other women, you like 6 out of the 7 and you're tripping? Like, get out of here. Like, that's why I don't like Malaysia. But anyway, I know some of y'all do, but I can't stand her because I so then so Phoebe starts getting drunk because she says she needs to drink to be able to deal with this, whatever. So they keep taking jabs at the late, OG, CC, and Jackie. So then they finally arrive and they call Shawnee and they say, yeah, we love it. It's beautiful. And they did have a nice place. So I don't blame them. If y'all want to be petty and not be in the same place with us, I'm cool with that because they're over there in still a nice place, where they're staying. They still have a nice suite and everything. So they're good. So they call Shawnee and tell her they make it. But then they're like, man, maybe we shouldn't go. Jackie's like, maybe we shouldn't go to this dinner because it's starting to thunderstorm and everything. And OG is like, oh man, now you're not wanting to go because I don't think OG really doesn't have a problem with any of the ladies. I think they have a problem with her because she's aggressive, but she doesn't see her. She just sees herself confronting an issue, work it out, and move on. But they don't see it like that. They see her being they see her being messy because they think she should have stayed out of it between CC and Kristen, and then I don't even, they just feel like she's aggressive because of what the comment, like she made that one comment to Phoebe. Y'all have been doing stuff all this, all over the years. She made that one comment to CC, and now all of a sudden she's so aggressive. But anyways, so OG is wanting to go, which I'm like, OG, they don't really like you, but she kind of wants to go. Cece could care less because she don't really want to go either, but she's like, if we go, we go. If we don't, we don't. And Jackie is just like, let's flip a coin. So they flip a coin, and then, it lands on her head, so they have to go. So they get dressed and go over to the dinner. They go over, and it's completely awkward. So they go over to dinner, and it's completely awkward. Malaysia keeps making comments in her confessional about Jackie's face, about having to sit across from her. It's just a mess. Like, again, this episode wasn't much. So CC, Jackie, and OG, they finally arrived to the dinner, and Malaysia asked CC, how did your doctor's visit go? And CC said it was good. Kristen said, no matter what you're going through, you always want to know that person is okay and everything. And Evelyn says she would never. Okay, so then out of the blue, Evelyn's gonna say, Cece was talking about the last time she saw them all, and she was like, Evelyn's event and everything. And then Evelyn out of the blue says, I would never want to be friends with Cece because of what she did as far as telling OG, about Thomas and everything. I could never be around her again. And I'm like, Evelyn, how can you tell someone stay out of mess and then you go and bring up the mess? And I feel like Evelyn picks on Cece because, one, she thinks Cece is an easy target. 2, I think she's jealous of Cece. Everything that Evelyn wants, Cece is getting, or she has. Like, Cece has the career. Like, she's an entrepreneur. She built her own. She has the clientele for her own. She doesn't need anyone to take care of her. But having Byron is nice, but if she didn't have him, she would be good. Cece, she looks nice. For 48, she looks nowhere near that. Cece looks good. And she has, I don't know, I feel like she has this persona about her that Evelyn would like to have. Like where she's the classy woman, she has the guy who's wanting to marry her. Cece, I don't. She's like the basketball wife, that you would want if you. I guess if you had to be one and your guy wasn't, he's not actively in the league, then CC is what you would want to be. Where you get him, he has his money, his success, credibility, and everything because he's respected. And then CC over here has her credibility because she's respected in her field. She's beautiful. She doesn't need Byron for his money. Like she has that life, I feel like, that Evelyn would want to have. And I think that's one of the reasons why Evelyn just keeps jabbing at her. Because if it's something else, tell me. Because I don't understand it. Like, why do you keep jabbing at this woman who's done nothing to you? Like, you started off with her saying that she gives happy endings, which is very racial. And then you called her Ling Ling. So what is it about Cece that you just do not like? And so then Cece is like, what are you talking? Like, what are you talking? This is between Kristen and I. And so then they start this narrative, Kristen and Evelyn, of calling Cece crazy. And I'm like, what's crazy? The fact that she's saying, I'm not going to talk about this with y'all. Like, you're not in it. It has nothing to do with you. Why is that crazy? So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Y'all tell me what's going on because I was like, Evelyn, stay out of it. And so then Cece is like, I'm not doing this. I'm too grown for this. And that's what I think they can't stand about her is that listen, that girl has a business with clientele and they don't want to see her fighting on TV with y'all. So she gets up and she's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm leaving. And so they're like, oh, go to a plane. And Cece's like, you will never have to see me again. You will never, don't worry about seeing me again. Because I knew it. I think at that point, Cece already knew she was quitting Basketball Wives. And so Kristen was like, oh, please, girl, please. You know you need her on this show because you have no storyline without Cece. I'm sorry. We don't care about you without Cece on here. And I've said that from the very beginning. Unless Cece is on here, what are you going to talk about? You don't work. All you're going to talk about is being, a housewife, which that is a hard job, but I don't want to see it. So, it's like, what is your storyline going to be? I guess just being a mean girl with Evelyn and Shawnee. So then OG and Jackie get up and they go with Cece. They came with her. They go with her and they're like, and Cece just says, I hate Kristen. She was like, I hate her because she says Kristen, oh no, wait, before that happened, she just like, I don't need Evelyn coming in and making matters worse. Kristen and I are okay with being not okay. Like, they're okay with not talking to each other. They're okay with not making up. They're okay with all of that. So why does Evelyn have to butt in? And then while Jackie, OG, and Cece are out because Cece has went to the van, they're all at the table just laughing and kikiing and making fun of Cece. Oh, she always gets up and leaves. Why does she get up and leave? And Kristen says, oh, she leaves because she doesn't want y'all to see her for how fraud she is. And I'm like, see, this is why Byron don't like you. This reason here is why Byron does not like you. That is your father-in-law. Cece is marrying him. Y'all should be together on this. But as soon as you got on this show, you made it clear that you are all about, I want to be with the girls who's going to get some airtime. So I'm going to go over here with this group and forget, if y'all are going to be family, you don't do that. Like, in private, you may not can stand this girl. But when it comes to this show, you are not supposed to do that. And that's why Byron doesn't like you. And I don't know if they resolved this or not because I'm not that invested. I'm not that invested in it to see. But I'm like, I hope Thomas is watching this so he can see it's you. It's not Cece. She came in there and, she was just talking to people. She wasn't doing anything. But you have such hatred for her as well that you always have to make a comment and you always have to make it seem like, oh, she's just so bad and she's so evil and y'all just don't know or whatever. And I'm like, what don't we know? Like, at this point, I don't even understand what it is. I have no clue what it is what makes you not like her so much. Because I don't see what she's doing. I honestly don't. So then Shawnee, after saying, oh, she always runs and making her little shady comments, she gets up. And Jackie's like, Jackie, because Jackie told her, it's not Shawnee. Shawnee's not in this. And I'm like, Jackie, you always think somebody your friend when they not. And like when she was like, even earlier when Jackie said, Phoebe tried to cause a rift between me and Evelyn. I'm like, y'all are not friends. How many times we have to tell you this, Jackie? Y'all are not friends. Like, dang, you're too old for this. Like, and I'm not talking about her age as far as like, oh, she's so old. I'm talking about as far as when you mature to a certain age, you should be able to read through some people. And Jackie should be old enough now where she could read through some people. Like, and see that Evelyn is not your friend. She talks all that to your face, but behind your back, she's calling you crazy. She spread it, she never forgave you about her daughter. I don't care what you say. If she is not forgiving Jennifer and they had a 20-year friendship, she's definitely not forgiving you. And I don't understand what Jackie doesn't see with that. I don't understand what she's not seeing. So anyway, Shawnee comes out there and she's like, you can't just keep walking away. And I'm like, Shawnee is so messy. And Cece is just like, I have no problems with Kristen. Like, we don't have to speak. I'm sick of people trying to make us resolve stuff. And she said, and Evelyn has nothing to do with this, so why does she have an opinion about it? Anyways, child, Cece go back in. And they say, no, we're coming back, but y'all can't talk about the family or whatever. And for Kristen, she's like, see, that proves my point. No, it doesn't. If y'all not talking about the family, like, I don't understand what Kristen wants, because if you won't sit down, if you and Cece are not sitting down separately and talking about this, why would you bring it to a group and talk about it? And like, I can't with all this childishness. So then, I don't know how this happened. They asked Jack. So then Jackie, they move seats. Jackie goes and sits by Evelyn. So then Evelyn says, "Are you okay, Jackie? What's y'all? You in Malaysia?" And Jackie's like, I don't like her. I don't have anything to do with her. She doesn't have anything to do with me. We're cool. It's nothing there. We're done. We're good. And she says with Phoebe, she talks all this stuff. And then Phoebe just starts going in on Jackie, going in on Jackie, going in on Jackie. She calls her old. She talks about Pampers. She talks about her face. She talks about her ears. And Jackie's just drinking her wine, smiling. And I was like, okay. And Shawnee and Evelyn like, Phoebe is lit at this point. She's very drunk. And she's just going in, shading Jackie, just like she was really going in. Phoebe gave Jackie the candle back that Jackie had bought for her father, when it had to deal with cancer. She gave that back to her. And she was just, I don't know. Phoebe was just mad at Jackie. So she was drunk. So she had no fear. So she was just going in. And Jackie was just like, I'm not finna do this with you. I'm not finna get into this with you. And so Shawnee and Evelyn were like, we've never seen her that calm. Phoebe better sleep with one eye open and all that. And I'm like, maybe Jackie's just like, I'm too grown for this for the moment. I'm too grown for this. Like, I'm not finna do this with this girl or whatever. I don't know. Jackie was just real calm. She told Phoebe, you're not on my level. I'm not doing it or whatever. I wish Jackie would get off this show. I know, like, I love Jackie on here, but I get like this. It's the same thing with her all the time, where they always just go at her age, they go at her looks, they go at like you're happily married, you got grown children. Just do your podcast or whatever and let this show go. So Jackie, OG, and Cece, they get up and leave. Dinner's over, so they go home and they just talk about everything that went down. And that's when we find out that Cece is hurt because she says she feels like Kristen, everyone goes at her, but they don't know what she's been dealing with Kristen for 5 years. The little jabs, the snide remarks. This video is way longer than I thought. The little jabs, the snide remarks that she's been dealing with Kristen, because she got with Byron right after his divorce, and so everyone looked at her as a homewrecker. She said, all the women who throw themselves at Byron. She said, you know what it's like being a basketball wife. And Jackie was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. And she said, and Kristen knows about this. There's been things that I've told Kristen that's happened to me and everything. And Cece is hurt. And she says she hates Kristen. She was like, I hate her. I hate Kristen. I don't want anything to do with her because, you know, I feel like Cece thought she was in a real friendship with Kristen, and Kristen was not. I mean, that it just is what it is. I don't think Kristen liked Cece like that, and I think Kristen pretended that she did. And when she got on this show, her true colors came out to Cece. Um, Jackie just said that with Phoebe, she's not finna let some little girl get under her skin, and she didn't care. She was like, I've been working on myself, and the OG and Cece were like, we're really proud of you, how you let her go and you didn't react to that or whatever. So we're very proud of you about that. Um, So then Malaysia is just so tickled. She just loves every minute of what, Phoebe has did with Jack. And I'm like, you're so petty. Like, I can't stand petty people. Like, if I see like stuff happening, I don't, even if I'm not like friends with that person, I really don't like that person. I don't enjoy someone being bullied. I don't enjoy someone being, that's not funny to me. But I mean, when you have nothing else going on in your life, really, um, and you're mad at that person for whatever reason, whether you're rightful or not, that's what you do. You want to kiki or whatever. So that's what it is. Uh, and then they start making fun of Cece, about how, they were going up the stairs, and Kristen thought it was just so funny about how Evelyn had treated Cece, and they're just so tickled. Oh, the New Yorker came out, you made her run and all. I'm like, y'all is just too grown to be this childish. And Shawnee, you're right along with them. Like, I don't like how she tries to be so bougie. Like, you were not having that same energy in Cece's face. You weren't making fun of it then. You weren't saying all the things that you tell Evelyn and all them when you were in her face. Then you were all Shunny got some sense and she can talk to you and she's unbiased with it. But when you're with Evelyn and them, you're totally biased. You say things, she doesn't outright say it, but she implies it so that she can hide her hands and be like, I didn't say anything or what, I don't know. So then we see. So that's when. So then we see Shawnee. So the next morning, Phoebe comes through, and she don't remember what happened. She don't remember. She don't even remember 1/4 of the stuff she said to Jackie. She was like, "Oh, I feel bad that I possibly said all of that to Jackie. I didn't know I did all of that or whatever." And I'm just like, "Girl, I don't care." So they split the groups up again. And I'm like, why do they always keep doing, like, I've never, like, sometimes groups do that where one of them will go shopping and the other ones will do this. But for the activity part of it, they don't normally do this. But they split the groups up again. So it is OG, Phoebe, Malaysia, and Cece on the ATVs, and then Shawnee, Kristen, Evelyn, and Jackie. I forget. They went on the gondola, something like that. And Cece was just like, "Oh, Jackie, please don't leave me." And they were like, "What's wrong with her? Give her a hug." I'm like, "Y'all stop it, y'all." And I was like, "Shawnee, why did you split the groups up like this? Why didn't you have it?" I don't know who she could have put in that group, but why you split the group? Like, you could have went yourself. It could have been Shawnee, OG, Jackie, Cece, and then Evelyn with the other girls. But no, y'all split the groups up, or whatever, and that just Phoebe, and Malaysia go over there and whatever. So I don't know. It is what it is as far as how she separated the groups, but Cece didn't want to go. I don't blame Cece. I only talked to this many people, and she probably already felt that Phoebe was talking about her because Phoebe has been talking about her, and I'm still confused on that. But so they go on this ride and everything, and as they're doing it, Phoebe says, "Well, I never really gave OG a chance, and I should really get to know her or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh my god, y'all are killing me," because, like, I understand. Like, to me, OG is like me. Like, I'll be mad about something, I'll address it, and then I'll move on. Like, I'll see how you move, and then I'll move on. Like, if I know you're a person that backpedals on things you say or whatever, it is what it is. We still have to be on this trip. We still have to make this money on the videos and stuff. Like, just do what you have to do and keep it moving. So then we see that so they get out of the ATVs and they start talking, and Cece starts going in on Evelyn because excuse me, my sinus. She says Evelyn is a mean girl. She was like, she's just so mean to her. She always stirs things up. She always has something to say. And Phoebe was like, where was this energy last night or whatever? And she was just like, she doesn't like Evelyn. Evelyn is a hood rat. And then Cece says Evelyn's a hood rat in Malaysia. And Phoebe like, no, don't say that. Don't do that. Don't say that or whatever. And then on the other group, Jackie is calling Phoebe a crackhead. She probably popped some Molly and all that kind of stuff. I heard stuff about her or whatever. So that's it. That's pretty much why they went on the groups. So one group could bring back gossip that this person said, and other group can bring back gossip that this person said. It's let's move on. Um so then, and then one other party, they asked Malaysia, like, why can't she make up with Jackie? And Malaysia said Jackie came into to the event and she was hyped up. She said, I went up to Jackie and I said, Jackie, let me talk. I need to talk to you, friend. And she was like, yeah, we do need to talk. And she's throwing her bag. And I was like, was there another edit of this? Because that's not what I saw when I watched the show. I did not see, like, you ran up on Jackie all out of breath and hyped up and everything, and Jackie was all smiles and talking to you. Like, what are you talking about? And so if you're doing all that, you must be guilty. I'm like, no, no, no. Jackie gave you the same energy that Jennifer and Dominique gave you. But for some reason, you felt okay with going in on Jackie. Like, you believed Jennifer and him when they said it was a lie, but for some reason you didn't believe. Like, girl, please. That's why I can't stand Malaysia. So then Phoebe goes back and she tells Evelyn what Cece said. Malaysia did too. And so they're all telling Evelyn everything that Cece said, and Malaysia's like, I feel bad because I'm in the middle of it because Cece's family. I'm like, no, you don't feel too bad, because when Shawnee, they started role playing like Evelyn pretending like Shawnee was Cece, and what were they gonna say? And Cece is like, Shawnee's getting up and acting like she's gonna leave, and Malaysia was playing in that too. So I'm like, you don't feel too bad, and of course that tickled Kristen. You don't feel too bad, Malaysia. I'm like, because if you did, you would shut that down. You shut everything else down. Like, I don't understand it. And I'm like, Cece, don't trust her either. So then they tell Phoebe that Jackie said that she did drugs or whatever. And of course Phoebe goes in on Jackie and all that about her body and her lipo and you know, all that kind of stuff. And you know, it is what it is with that. So then then the ladies all meet up for dinner. And Jackie says, I'm not going to have my back to the door. These ladies can't be trusted or whatever. So then the ladies come in because Jackie, OG, and Cece made it there first. So Cece was like, listen, if they come for the Three Amigos tonight, we giving it back to them. That's just all it is to it. And so they come in the door and everything, and the ladies sit down and they tell Cece, oh, we heard you have a lot to say. Evelyn starts with Cece, and she said, oh yeah, I could say what I said. And then she starts calling Evelyn a B, and you know, just start going left. She starts telling Evelyn, you're a mean girl, you're a B, and you know, all that kind of stuff. And Cece says, we're tired of being pushed around. Like, in her confessional, she was like, the three of us are tired of being pushed around by these girls. And you can see it. The fact that they had these three off on their own, you can clearly tell that they are being pushed around. Now, next week episode, they showed a little clip, and Cece and Kristen were speaking. And I feel like that was a conversation between them. And Cece starts to walk away from Kristen. At first in the clip, it looked like she was walking away from Evelyn. But she was walking away from Kristen from what we see. And then Evelyn gives chase. Like, she finna do something. And so then that makes OG give chase because, you know, that's her friend. So I feel like if Evelyn fell in those bushes, well, I mean, that's your fault. You should have been trying to attack another woman. The only thing I'm mad about is that OG didn't leave her alone so we could have seen what CC was going to be able to do or whatever. You know, like, sometimes it's run up, get done up. But anyways, that was Basketball Wives, y'all. It was one of those filler episodes. I can't believe I got this much out of the video. But I will see you guys next week.